Hello, this is Michael Dewey again, and I'm not sure where I left off at, but I had to leave because the person that posed as my friend just tried to give me fentanyl and tried to make every aspect of doing that fentanyl available which he never really will do anything for anybody but himself. All of a sudden has some methamphetamines and has a needle and has the water, and then he gave me a little bit and then I misplaced it, and all of a sudden he said, well, you can have mine. And by this time I'm thinking something is not right, and so I did part of it, and I do it in my leg so it's not so close to my. I'm miserable, don't get me wrong. I mean, life is terrible because this gang there's so many of them, and they gang up on me. But yesterday, the guy I've known for 12 or 13 years, because I didn't go to those two spots, just decides not to pay me. So the reason why he does that is because he's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and he likes a man that works for him, and this man loves money, and he thinks that when my friend dies that he's going to get his houses and Airbnbs and all that. So he tries to isolate, of course, and my poor friend will do anything to make him happy, including lead me to my death so he can get the pennies, money. And every day it's against somebody else, and now it's even worse because I just people are between the gang members and people that are not gang members. Money makes everybody want to kill me. And this all started because I was trying to help South Carolina. And now they just throw me out there. Over a little teeny bit that was in my car. And I just got in the car, driving downtown, no tag. So I'm not going to have them in the car. The gang members, they put them in my car. Because then again, I'm in the same area I was before the murders happened. And so you don't know who's who. And they recruit somebody instantly. And now they're trying to kill me. And then some guy came up yesterday, and it seemed like a nice guy, and I felt like he had a good energy. And he had somehow put like either fertilizer fluid or some type of chemical that smelled like the lawn and garden in my vape, in my backpack, on my shirts, and it's so strong. I'm like, what's that smell? And it has me coughing up bright green stuff, and this gang is over 3 states that I know of, and they do it for rank, and I don't want to get into all that, but they make my life hell. And I go to ask for the state for help, man. They're gonna kill me. And everybody's like, sorry, can't help you. Wouldn't a person that testified against somebody and got acquitted be more dangerous than the person that went to prison and is locked up and away from them? Am I not more vulnerable? And and everybody says, you're paranoid, or what's the big deal? Imagine And this is every day since then, every single day, and all the time, where someone, and you don't know who it is very angry at you that's killed for way less. And you're scared to death. And they do stuff like, one time I was at a hotel, and they do all types of different ways. I was at a hotel outside the parking lot. I hear knocking, but I didn't see anybody. And all of a sudden, a pretty girl opens the door and says, "Come here." So I go over there, and she's standing in a t-shirt and his underwear, and says, "You want to come in?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so I go in there, and with 2 beds, of course, and she's good looking, and I see on one of the beds a baggie with methamphetamine laying on it, and she's starting to touch me and feel around on me, and I'm thinking, this is great. I said, "You got a boyfriend or a husband?" She said, but before I asked her that, after she closed the door, she laid one of the white towels in front of the door and told me to kneel down on it while she stood in front of me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. First thing that popped in my mind is, I kneel down, he walks in and shoots me, and say, hey, he was trying to rape my wife, mess my wife. And so, and they say, look at me as like a piece of crap. You know, a homeless person that nobody cares about, and a drug addict, and it's good to get them out of here. And so they don't look into it, just like my sister's murder. They don't look into it. You know, it's still a cold case. And they just send her as a drug user. You know? The state took her from me. If they would have arrested me, I would have went in jail. I felt like if they put me in harm's way, they need to protect me. And I'm not asking for freaking escorts and flying in planes. I just want freaking name change and freaking move to another state and just get me started and no maintenance and let me have a life. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to be here because I am miserable. I cannot get anywhere. Imagine not having no safe place and everybody out to hurt you and been hurting you and kill you. And they're doing it for rank. Which means they're doing it, and when they do that, they gotta worry about money or drugs or women or cars. It's all given to them. That's what they're doing it for. So no matter what you say, like this last guy back there, when he, I'm gonna tell you his name. His name is Alan. Why did I do that? No, it's because I got mad. Why I get mad? Because he was so, for the first time, so nice with his hospitality and getting the shot, for me to do the shot. He didn't even do one. And then he said, I'm going to the house for a second. And his dad, supposedly, last time Alan went inside the house. I was outside. Here comes his dad and said, "We can call the police. You don't get out of his property." So I had to leave. So we go back there. He's talking about hanging out or whatever, and and then it gets on to about talking about my dad, and he said, "How'd your dad die?" I said, "Master Lauder's that." He said, "I bet that really don't sit well with the other." I said, "Well, God knows what he's doing." And I think, see, they didn't find my dad's body for like 3 days. I think that they killed my dad as well. The way he was enjoying a master. And he stopped enjoying it when I say God knows what he's doing. And I've always thought that before too. And there's no doubt they're going to kill me. And you know, and people have said they would have done it by now. Well, let me tell you, not necessarily, because the ultimate for a gang member rank move up is murder with acquittal. So they can't go out there and just try to shoot me or whatever. They have to follow certain rules and guidelines. And it's just an organization. And you know what? And I have to do stuff like where one time it was late at night, I was on my scooter, and I restore headlights, so I had no cars. I mean, I can guess most of the time within 1 year of that vehicle or whatever, I noticed the same vehicles. And I didn't know where to go. And their cars were faster than my scooter. So what did I do? I would go towards them and try to get behind where I seen them behind the car. And like I'm looking at their tag. And then I pulled over into the 7-Eleven. I got a piece of paper and I wrote something on it. And well, I really didn't write anything. I made it look like I did. And I was going down the road and then started following me again. I pulled into the bank, the night deposit. I put the piece of paper in the night deposit because I knew if anything happened to me that night, they didn't know what I put on that paper, and they would not want to do it that night, so to speak. And you know, with the girl in the hotel room, and I told her, I said, look, if you were my girl, and if you're my girl, I wouldn't want some guy over here with you. So I'm not going to do that. And I left. Or I had a guy come up to me, said, Headlight. My nickname is Headlight. Headlight, what's up, man? What's up? And as he was saying, what's up, Headlight? He was getting out of the car, and I looked at his headlights. I knew I didn't know him, because they'd never been done. But he knows my name and everything, but his headlights ain't been done. So if somebody knows me, or even, they don't have to say nothing to me. If somebody knows me, I'm going to do the headlights. Whether it be nothing, I have to try to talk them into it and beg them to let me do it. But I need something's off. So he comes up to me and he says, hey man, you make some money? I said, how's that? And he says, I'll give you $200 if you find me somebody with a driver's license to drive me to North Carolina. I said, I don't even have a driver's license, man. And I said, it seems like a two-party deal where it's, I mean, you don't even need me, and much less pay $200. And I said, you want somebody to drive you to North? He said, well, they can just ride. And then he looked at me with hate, and he glistened. God, he was so dark, and he just hated me. And I got scared. I knew something was up. Or I know my whole life, Jeremy. He has a house in this area, one street over from the killers. One street over. I mean, Jesus Christ. So I go there like 4 or 5 days in a row. And as soon as I get there, it's the same pattern. He's like, hey, I gotta run somewhere. You can hang out here. I'll be back. And he's got this girl over there that's I've never even met. And she's like constantly pulling her hair, so it's some type of mental issues, which I have as well. And she smokes cigarettes, and I offer her a cigarette. And she looks at my cigarette and she said, those are my cigarettes. You stole them. What? Are you kidding me? Man, for freaking cigarettes. And then I had all the dumpster, I remember. And I found some kids' toys and shoes in the dumpster. And she said, you stole them from the boys, the kids. I'm going to call the police. You stole them. And I said, look, I don't steal from nobody. And she said, then she started talking about my sister. And I'm not done talking about my freaking sister. But what they're trying to do is just get me where I'm upset. And take out around. So right now, this is the situation I'm in. And maybe you can see back at the camera. But the people behind me watch the way they're looking over at me. So I'm gonna enlarge it. this gang people aren't what you think they look like. They're like, and they love to do like older couples. Like, and the older lady, she would say, "Hey, he tried to rob me," and who they gonna believe? And then they got 2 or 3 people that look like they're not related, agreeing with what they say, and you're done. So what I have to do is video it. But if you look in the background and you see them, they're looking at me the whole way they're walking out. I'm not doing anything but talking to my phone. They already know. See, they have people working in tech support. I knew until I got that first video out there. They're gonna kill me. Because yesterday, I found like his retirement, the coin store guy, I found like his retirement freaking pennies. I mean, the first 3 I picked up 1909s, and then the fourth one 1955. It took me 4 years to see it, find a 1955. And all of a sudden, in the first one, I haven't even looked at them all. And guess what? Some guy, a homeless person, came at me with a knife, throwing rocks at me, and just freaking hated it. And he was asleep, and I was quiet, not saying a word, getting the pennies. He was watching there. So they already know that I already put the video up. So I'm gonna tell you the coin store's name. It's on poinsett, okay? And let's see, how can I not say the name? Because let's say it. Okay, let's put it this way. The coin store. One of the guys drives a new Corvette, a Bronco, and there's a Mustang, a newer Mustang, pop one out. And the Corvette's a new body style. So, but if you watch how the people, and let me see, it's all here, here too. Here's what I got, and so, and what I'm going to try to do, and watch when the you might be zoning in, and what they're doing is to listen to it. And right now, they're like, shit, we're exposed. All right, this is where I'm at. Coin store's across the street. The gang killed that boy right beside me, a quarter of a mile. Not even a quarter of a mile. It's a mile down the street. Broad daylight, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 4-lane roads. And this is their area. And so Jeremy, look at Jeremy. It's gonna be the people involved. Jeremy, Jen, Alan. I'm not gonna say last names. Freaking everybody. But don't take my word for it. So when it's in the background, just look at the people's eyes. So look at me. I'm no different than anybody else. And just sit there. But not just one, just all of them. And right now they're nervous because they think that somebody else will see it. So the only way I can survive is document everything. So they can go to this point. It's like, so they killed me on Tuesday. And they can go back through the video and here he is talking on the phone Tuesday right here, 3 o'clock. So we know what he was doing. And we know what, so they go, when you go to that time point and you see what people were actually looking at that guy, what can you do with that? So and how I survive? By recording just about everything, or let them think I'm recording, and just leave it outside underneath a good camera. It's the only thing safe. And then you got people working against you, and then they'll call the police and say you did something and have others conspire with it. Like I got corona like a month ago. And when I was at Golden Corral eating, all right, so you'll see these people. I went to Golden Corral and I got a big plate, and I couldn't eat 3 bites. I mean, I was hungry, but it just tasted so gross. And and I always try to get away from everybody. I went to the back of the restaurant, they were cleaning and stuff like that. I don't know why someone But sure enough, somebody came and sat beside, and I had my pennies with me, some of them, and someone come. It was more than one, and at no point in time was anyone away from that table. So someone was always at the table next to me trying to listen to what I'm saying, similar to this. And what I did is I called for an ambulance. And I asked the ambulance people, I said, instead of you bringing straight to the inside, when I see the lights or see you pull up, can I come outside? And the reason why I did that is because if they know where I'm going, they get up ahead of me and make that where it's not happening. Just like the impact payment on your taxes, guess what? Michael Sanduli got it. Same social security number, but I didn't get it. And you know what? And somebody got it and put it on a time card, and then somebody got a PayPal account, bought a $1,000 TV in my name or something. You seem like I'd be okay with it because it makes your credit better. But they make it, or they'll still like breading yourself on the ground, and you go pick it up, and all of a sudden somebody hits you in the back of the head, and if not kills you, hurts you really bad, and you're laying there, and you got his cell phone in your hand, and they make it look unrelated to what really is going on, because it's a lot stiffer and whatever, you know, but they make it look unrelated. I mean, so many incidents, and you know what? The police have saved my tail a lot, and they